So let's talk about this full flower moon in Scorpio, a time to face what's been hidden and reclaim your power. Hello, beautiful people. Life can be a challenge, but at least we have each other. Yes, the full moon in Scorpio energy begins on May 12th or May 13th, depending on where you live. So in the first part of this video, I'm gonna go over the 3 things that everyone should know about this full moon. Then I'm gonna try something new, and please let me know if you guys like it. I will go over how the full moon will affect your individual sign and 3 actions that your sign can specifically take to make sure you are working with this full moon energy. Okay, no more wasting time. Let's go. The full moon in Scorpio takes place on Monday, May 12th at 4:56 p.m. Universal Time, 9:56 a.m. Pacific Time, 12:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for those of you that live in the Southern Hemisphere, this will be 2:56 a.m. on Tuesday, May 13th in Sydney, Australia, and 6:56 p.m. on May 12th in Johannesburg, South Africa. So let's jump right into the 3 things you need to know in order to make the most of this energetic opening. Number 1, this full moon will bring the powerful energy of the number 3, the number 4, and the magical tarot energy of the Death card. So for those of you that live where the full moon falls on May 12th, or if you've been seeing the number 3 or variations of the number 3, this full moon is calling you to harness the spiritual power of 3. In numerology, 3 represents rebirth through expression, and when paired with Scorpio's transformative energy, it becomes a sacred triangle: intuition, truth, and release. This is your moment to speak what's been buried. Create from what once broke you and alchemize your pain into power. The number 3 reminds you that transformation doesn't have to be silent. Your voice is part of the healing. You're allowed to be both the healer and the storyteller of your evolution. So this is a message to you that release and rebirth will come from using your voice. Do not hold in what needs to be released. This could be telling someone something that you've been wanting to share but been afraid of. This could be expressing yourself creatively, using a challenging experience for inspiration, or just telling your story in a way to inspire and heal yourself and others that can relate. And for those of you living where the full moon takes place on May 13th, or if the number 4 or variations of the number 4 have been showing up in your world, this is your invitation to root your transformation in something solid. In numerology, 4 is the number of foundations, boundaries, and inner stability. Aligned with Scorpio's deep emotional truth, this moon calls you to rebuild, not on what's familiar, but on what's real. You've already done the shedding. Now is the time to choose what's worth keeping and create structure around what truly supports your growth. Now, the number 4 reminds you that healing isn't just about letting go. It's also about choosing what stays. This is the time for you to get a fresh start by deciding who and what you want to be a part of this next chapter for you. This is about truly identifying what is meaningful and what you know supports your growth, your expansion, and you being the best version of yourself. And the Death card is bringing you the reminder that endings are not punishments, they are portals. To harness this energy, stop clinging to what you have outgrown. Stop reliving the sadness of letting go of something and start asking yourself, what version of you is ready to emerge? Change doesn't always look graceful, but it always is sacred. Be honest with yourself about what has expired, not just in your life, but in your mindset, in your patterns, in your story. The Death card reminds you that letting go isn't loss. It's the cost of evolution, and you're being asked to pay in full so you can finally rise. So whatever you know that is in your life that you need to say goodbye to once and for all, now is the time to do so. Even if it's painful, you will be so glad you did. Number 2, this full moon will be forming a challenging aspect with Mars in Leo, a positive aspect with Saturn in Pisces, a challenging aspect with Uranus in Taurus, and a challenging aspect with Pluto in Aquarius. Now, the full moon's relationship with Mars, the planet of ambition, desire, and passion, brings intense emotional pressure and a surge of passionate energy. But if you try to control or suppress this, it can turn into unnecessary drama or inner conflict. So the most productive way to use this aspect is to channel the fire, not fight it. Let your emotions reveal where you've been holding back your voice, where you've been holding back your truth or your power. Use the tension as fuel to take bold, heart-centered action, but make sure it's rooted in self-awareness, not ego. And by that I mean, if you've been holding back saying something to prove someone wrong, well, letting that out would be to serve your ego. But if you've been holding back taking responsibility for the part that you have played in something, and you're ready to own that and you're ready to move forward in a solution-oriented way, well, that would be an action in self-awareness. This is a chance to turn emotional heat into personal breakthroughs. Now, the moon's relationship with Saturn, the planet of responsibility and life lessons, is reminding you that structure and surrender are not opposites. Here's an example. Think about someone going to therapy. The structure is the weekly sessions, the tools, the consistent effort to show up. The surrender is what happens inside those sessions. Being willing to feel what comes up, being willing to not have all the answers, and to let the healing process unfold. One without the other doesn't lead to anything, but together, that's where the real change happens. So this aspect with Saturn is letting you know that consistency with anything will be helpful, but only if you are actively engaged in the mindset where you embrace what the action that you're taking is actively building within you. The moon's relationship with Uranus, the planet of awakening and change, may bring about unexpected changes or realizations when it comes to money or material possessions, leading you to a place where you recognize that real security isn't found in what you own. It's found in what no longer owns you. And the moon's relationship with Pluto, the planet of transformation, destruction, and renewal, is stirring up the tension between personal expansion and the pressure to conform to collective narratives or expectations. It may reveal where you've been giving your power away in order to stay liked, or in order to be accepted, or in order to feel in control. But Scorpio doesn't do surface level energy, and Pluto doesn't play small. Together, they ask for radical honesty. This is your chance to confront the patterns that keep you stuck and rewrite the story from a place of inner authority, not external approval. Number 3, the full moon in Scorpio is a flower moon, a time of spiritual alchemy. It urges you to be honest with yourself about the emotional weight you've been carrying so you can finally release it. Scorpio's energy doesn't crave applause, it craves truth. And this moon reveals the quiet strength behind the healing you've done in silence. With the grounded Taurus sun balancing the Scorpio moon's intensity, this is a time for deep reflection, release, and recognition. You don't need to prove your growth to anyone. Just feel it and celebrate the strength you've gained as you rise from what once drained you, more connected to your truth than ever before. Let this moon be your mirror, reflecting the resilience and depth that make you who you are. Now let's find out what this full moon in Scorpio means for your individual sign. Okay, my powerful Aries, this full flower moon in Scorpio is lighting up your 8th house. And this is gonna be a deep one, Aries. We are talking breakthroughs, rebirth, and facing the parts of yourself you usually keep hidden away. Scorpio is intense, and this moon is gonna bring up the things that you might not want to look at, but you definitely need to. This could show up in your romantic relationships, close friendships, or even your family relationships. It could show up in your finances that are shared with someone else, or even your emotional patterns around power, control, and vulnerability. This is the type of moon that pulls back the curtain, so don't be surprised if you find yourself suddenly aware of a truth that you've been avoiding, or if something has been hidden from you. This could also come to light, whether that's about someone else or yourself. And this is not bad. In fact, it's the breakthrough you didn't even know you were craving. Think of this moon like a cosmic detox. Whatever needs to be cleared, whether it's emotional baggage, resentment, or even unhealthy attachments, this is your opportunity to release it for good. And the best part is, when you do, it opens up a new level of personal power for you. In addition to that, making major changes during a full moon in Scorpio heightens the probability that those changes will stick for good. Now, here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full flower moon in Scorpio that's in your 8th house. Number 1, do a deep emotional inventory. This moon is not surface level. Take a moment and really reflect. What are you still holding on to that is weighing you down emotionally? Is there a fear, a grudge, or a pattern that you keep repeating that's blocking you from your next level? If so, journal it, speak about it, release it. The more honest you are with yourself, the more liberating this full moon will be. Number 2, reclaim your power in a situation where you've given it away. Whether it's a relationship, a contract, or even your own mindset. Somewhere that you know you've settled or compromised out of fear or just out of habit. Now is the time to take your power back. This doesn't mean being aggressive or picking a fight with someone. It means being clear. Draw your boundaries, say what you mean, make decisions that are rooted in your worth, not your wounds. Number 3, set a financial goal around shared resources or debt. The 8th house rules money that you share with other people or investments, inheritances, taxes, and even loans. So take some time to look at the way that you've been approaching those areas of your life. Is there something that you need to clean up? Is there something that you're ready to manifest? Whether it's paying off a debt or starting a conversation with a partner about finances, the clarity and intention you bring to this area now can create long-term empowerment. So the bottom line is, Aries, this full moon is not asking you to play it safe. It's asking you to be real, to be raw and ready for a new version of yourself to emerge. Don't resist the process. You're shedding layers that no longer serve you, and what's left is your truest, most powerful self. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Aries. Okay, my powerful Taurus, this full flower moon in Scorpio is landing in your 7th house, and that means relationships are front and center, Taurus. But we're not just talking about surface level interactions. This moon is here to help you dive into the depth of your one-on-one connections. Whether it's romantic, business, or even your closest friendships, something is being revealed. Something is being healed or released in this space. Scorpio brings intensity, and the 7th house is about commitment, so don't be surprised if this moon brings a truth to light in a relationship dynamic. This might look like a conversation that you've been avoiding finally happening, or even a new level of intimacy becoming available because you or the other person are finally showing up with full honesty and transparency. This energy can deepen a connection or close a chapter. Either way, it's working in your favor. This is also a time where you might recognize where you need to shift the way that you show up in your relationships. Maybe you've been giving too much or not enough. Maybe you've been playing it safe and not discussing things that you know you need to discuss, or staying too comfortable out of habit. This moon is offering you a mirror, not to judge yourself, but to empower yourself. So here are 3 things that you can do to work with this energy. Number 1, reflect on the balance of your relationships. Ask yourself, where am I giving and receiving equally? And where am I not doing so? Are you expressing your needs clearly and directly, or are you hoping that other people just sense what you're feeling? This moon wants you to take a real inventory of your patterns and relationships so you can make conscious choices instead of default choices that come from habit or fear. You deserve reciprocal energy, Taurus, but you also have to be clear about what that looks like for you. Number 2, have one honest conversation. Pick one relationship that's been on your heart. Maybe there's something that needs to be said, a boundary that needs to be lovingly reinforced, or even a thank you that you've been meaning to give. The 7th house rules how we relate, so this moon is the perfect moment to open your heart and say what's true for you. Not for drama, not for control, but for clarity and connection and healing. Number 3, visualize the kind of relationship that you're ready to call into your life, or that you're ready to deepen. Whether you're single or already in a relationship, this is the time to get specific. What does a true relationship feel like for you now? Knowing what you've learned. What are your non-negotiables? The Scorpio gives you manifesting power, but it requires emotional honesty. When you get clear on what you want and who you're willing to be in order to co-create it, the universe listens. Taurus, this full moon is a turning point for your relationships, and that includes the one that you have with yourself. So don't be afraid of this intensity. This is where real connection begins. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Taurus. Okay, my powerful Geminis, this full flower moon in Scorpio is showing up in your 6th house, and that means it is time to get real about your daily habits, your health, and how you're managing your time and energy. Scorpio doesn't skim the surface, so this moon is going to spotlight what's been simmering underneath when it comes to how you spend your time each and every day. It's going to bring light to your responsibilities and how well you actually have been supporting your body and mind on a daily basis. This moon is a wake-up call, Gemini, especially if you've been pushing yourself too hard or ignoring signs from your body. On the other hand, if you've already been in the process of fine-tuning your wellness or creating more balance in your schedule, this moon could bring a breakthrough, helping you finally see the results or the clarity that you've been waiting for. Now, the 6th house also rules work and service. So this moon could reveal something about how you're contributing to the world and whether it's in alignment with your deeper truth. Scorpio doesn't let you fake it. If you've been stuck in a cycle of busy but unfulfilled, this is your chance to break that pattern. And here are 3 things that you can do to work with this moon phase productively. Number 1, choose one habit that needs to go and release it. Don't try to overhaul your entire routine overnight. Just pick one thing that you know is draining your energy or taking you away from your goals, and let this full moon be your turning point. Whether it's too much screen time, skimming through your phone all night or all day, whether it's skipping meals, whether it's having one too many meals, overcommitting, or getting enough rest, Scorpio energy helps you cut the cord and commit to something that actually supports your growth. Number 2, recommit to your physical and mental wellness. This is the moon to check in with your body, not from a place of pressure, but from a place of partnership. Ask yourself, how can I support my vitality in a more consistent, sustainable way? That might mean updating your workout routine or eating more intentionally, creating a wind down ritual at night, or getting back into journaling or meditation. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what truly matters. Number 3, get organized with your time and your energy. The 6th house is your energetic calendar. It's your task list. It's your day-to-day rhythm. So if things have felt scattered or chaotic or overwhelming lately, this is the moon phase to create structure. Make a simple schedule that supports your long-term goals, not just your short-term obligations. Align your daily actions with your bigger vision and watch how quickly you begin to feel more grounded and in control. Gemini, this full moon is here to help you clear the clutter, inside and out, so you can operate from your highest clarity and strength. Don't underestimate the power of small shifts. They build the life that you desire. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Gemini. Okay, my powerful Cancerians, this full flower moon in Scorpio is illuminating your 5th house, the part of your chart that rules creativity, that rules pleasure, romance, and self-expression. This is heart-centered energy, Cancers, and it's inviting you to reconnect with the parts of yourself that want to feel more alive. But because this is a Scorpio moon, it is not just about having fun. It's about owning your passion. It's about owning your desires and the parts of you that have been dimmed or hidden. This moon wants you to stop holding back, Cancers, whether that's in your creative projects, in your love life, or even just the way that you let yourself enjoy the moment. Scorpio energy is asking you to go deeper. If you've been playing it safe or censoring yourself, especially for the sake of keeping peace or staying in control even, this moon will bring that to the surface, so that way you can finally release that pattern of behavior. You may also feel yourself pulled to revisit something that you used to love, like some art form or something that you were passionate about before, or a previous romantic connection even. So don't be surprised if something from your past resurfaces, not to confuse you, but to show you how far you've come and what you still want to explore. Now, if you do go rummaging through the past, to make sure if you decide to reconnect with someone, you first remind yourself why you disconnected in the first place. And also make sure that you are showing up with different energy. And if you see them, make sure that they are showing up with different energy. Because if either of you is showing up with the same old raggedy energy that you two had before, you will likely have the same outcome. And that will just be a waste of time, and we are not wasting time in 2025, Cancers. Now here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full moon energy. Number 1, give yourself full permission to express, whether it's writing, dancing, painting, singing, or sharing your truth in some other way. Let it out. Post it, perform it, share it in some way, talk about it. Don't worry about being perfect or polished. This is about reconnecting with your essence and expressing what's been living inside of you. The 5th house is ruled by the heart, so follow what lights you up and let it move through you without judging it, without overanalyzing it. Just let it out and see how that feels. And also see how it feels once you let it out to say, I don't care how someone responds to it, because it's my truth and it feels good and I'm excited about it. Number 2, reflect on your relationships with love and validation. Where have you been seeking approval instead of being your authentic self? Where have you dimmed your light to avoid being too much or to avoid being not enough? This full moon in Scorpio will help you see those patterns so you can step into your full radiance. Relationships aren't about doing what it takes to be liked. It's about being your authentic self, and that's where your magnetism truly lives. And the person that you're meant to be with will not resist who you are. They will embrace it. And that doesn't mean that they're going to love everything about you. We don't love everything necessarily about ourselves in the way that we know we can always improve, and we know that we might make mistakes sometimes. But what I'm saying is that the person that you're meant to be with is going to accept you for who you are and be excited to go through that process of growing and changing together and to work as a team in doing so, instead of making you feel like there's something wrong with you or making you feel like you're the root of every problem the two of you have. Instead, they're going to work as your teammate that's willing to express what might not be working for them, but then to talk it out with you in terms of how to get to a place where you're both behaving in a way that does work for the two of you, instead of wasting so much time on judgment and explaining to you why your way of being is wrong. That's just a completely unnecessary conversation. Instead, it's about expressing what's not working and what could be a potential solution for that, and then both of you talking that out. Number 3, prioritize joy without guilt. You're so good at caring for others, Cancer, but this moon is asking you, what about you? What brings you joy just for the sake of joy? Whether it's a solo date, a spontaneous adventure, or a little romance, let yourself indulge in something that makes you feel playful and free. Joy is not a luxury, and it's not an afterthought. It is fuel for you. You will find that if you let yourself have fun, you will all of a sudden be more motivated to get things done in all areas of your life. Cancers, this full moon is your invitation to remember who you are when you are not trying to be what anyone else wants you to be or what anyone else needs you to be. Trust your heart, honor your desires, create something beautiful from the fire inside of you. And this doesn't mean that you shouldn't take advice or that you can't take advice. It also doesn't mean that you shouldn't be open to change. But what it does mean is that when someone is offering you advice, trust your instincts about how you feel about the advice that they give you, about how you intuitively feel about that person. You know, are you taking advice from someone who genuinely cares about you? Or are you taking advice from someone who is trying to control you? You know, there's a difference, and you will instinctually know that difference. So trust yourself, have a good time during this full moon, embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Cancers. Okay, my powerful Leos, this full flower moon in Scorpio is landing in your 4th house, the deepest, most private part of your chart. This is the house that rules home, it rules family, your roots, and your emotional and spiritual foundation. And with a Scorpio moon lighting it up, you might be feeling things that run deeper than usual, things that you've tucked away or tried to stay strong through. This moon is a chance to reconnect with what really makes you feel safe, what makes you feel nurtured and grounded. But to do that, you may need to first face some truths about what isn't working anymore. Now, this could bring up emotions from childhood, it could bring up unresolved family dynamics, or even internal beliefs about what home is supposed to look like for you. Let it all come up. Not to weigh you down, but to finally help you let it go. And letting it go may involve some hard conversations with yourself or anyone in your family or close connections that could be tied to some of these unresolved emotions. Now is the time, Leos. Facing these things now will set you up to have a remainder of the year where you feel free and confident and ready for greatness and motivated for all these things. During this full moon energy, you may feel a strong desire to pull back or to be more inward during this time. And that's not weakness, Leo, that's wisdom. Your fire burns brightest when it has a strong emotional base behind it. So this moon is helping you strengthen that foundation, even if that means clearing out emotional clutter in order to do so. And even if it means spending some time alone to charge your emotional and spiritual battery. Now, here are 3 things that you can do in order to make the most of this full moon energy. Number 1, tend to your inner world. This is a moon for healing, not performing. Give yourself space to feel what's real, even if it's messy. Journal, rest, light a candle, and let your emotions rise. The 4th house is about emotional truth, so don't suppress what's coming up. Trust that processing it is part of reclaiming your power. Number 2, clear emotional or physical clutter from your home. Scorpio is all about energetic cleansing, and the 4th house rules your literal and emotional home. So go through your space. What needs to go? What no longer represents who you are or who you're becoming. Make your space more aligned with what instantly makes you feel more secure and supported. Number 3, reconnect with your definition of home. Who or what actually makes you feel safe? Who do you feel emotionally seen by? This moon may help you clarify the relationships and environments that truly nourish you, and the ones that you're willing to keep in your life, and the ones that have to go. This will help you get clear on where you put your energy moving forward. Let go of the need to be everywhere for everyone. Focus on the people, places, and practices that restore you, Leo. Your strength is undeniable, but your softness is sacred too. This moon is reminding you that true power is rooted in emotional honesty. So give yourself the care that you freely give others. Embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Leos. Okay, my powerful Virgos, this full flower moon in Scorpio is activating your third house, the house of communication, the house of thoughts and learning, and your immediate environment. And with Scorpio running the show, you can expect some powerful realizations, deep conversations, and maybe even a few truths that shift the way you think or speak moving forward. Now, this is a moon that brings clarity, but not in a light and breezy way. Scorpio asks you to go beneath the surface. So don't be surprised if you find yourself revisiting a conversation that didn't really feel fully resolved, or noticing thought patterns that aren't aligned with the person that you're becoming. This full moon is helping you break out of mental loops and to speak from a more empowered place, a more emotionally honest place. You may feel more sensitive to your surroundings during this time, and the energy of the people around you, the conversations that you're exposed to, even your online intake. You could just be way more sensitive to all of those things. It's a reminder that your mental environment matters just as much as your physical one. So this is a great time to get really intentional about the energy that you allow into your space, Virgo. Now, here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full moon energy. Number 1, speak the unspoken. Whether it's a truth that you've been holding back or a boundary that you've been afraid to express, now is the time to let it out. Clearly, calmly, directly, and with confidence. The third house invites communication, and Scorpio gives that communication depth. This full moon is here to help you use your voice in a way that creates healing, both for yourself and others. So if you've been avoiding any challenging conversations or holding on to something that you know needs to be revealed, now is the time to do it. Number 2, audit your mindset. Are your thoughts supporting your growth, or are they silently sabotaging it? Use this moon to do a mental detox. Write down the narratives that you've been living by, especially the ones that came from someone else. An example would be something like, you have to work twice as hard to be successful, or you can't afford that. If you're always saying to yourself, oh, I can't afford that. Another example would be believing that it's selfish to put yourself first. And then establish what needs to be rewritten. Your mindset is a major source of your personal power, so clean it up and reclaim it. Number 3, protect your attention. What you give your mental energy to right now has more impact than you realize. Limit draining conversations, cut down on unnecessary mental noise, and curate your own environment, both digital and physical, so that way it nourishes your clarity. This moon wants you to stop leaking energy through distractions and start directing it towards meaningful creation and connection. Virgo, your words hold weight, and this moon is helping you realign your voice with your truth. Don't hold back out of politeness or perfectionism. Think for yourself, which you naturally do as a Virgo, but just trust that your clarity is one of your greatest gifts. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Virgos. Okay, my powerful Libras, this full flower moon in Scorpio is lighting up your second house, the house of value, money, worth, and self-esteem. And with Scorpio energy intensifying this area of your life, it's time to take a serious look at your relationship with value. Not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually as well. You might be asking yourself, what really matters to me? What am I no longer willing to settle for in relationships and when it comes to work, or when it comes to the way that you treat yourself? This moon is helping you face any insecurities or outdated beliefs around money, around self-worth, and stability, so you can shed them once and for all and start operating from a place of empowerment and freedom and abundance. You may also receive insight around your financial situation. Something that's been hidden could come to light, or you could suddenly feel called to take more control over how you are managing or earning money. And it's not just about finding a way to have more, it's about knowing you deserve more. And the way that you value yourself sets the tone for everything else. So here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full moon energy. Number 1, redefine your worth. Let go of tying your value to external things. How much you earn, or how you look, or what other people think of you, or the roles that you play in your life. This full moon is helping you to get honest about where you have been outsourcing your confidence. Reclaim your worth from within. Scorpio is saying to you, no more pretending. This is the time to own your value like never before, Libras. Number 2, organize your finances. Take an honest look at your money. What needs to shift? Are you spending from a place of fear, or are you spending from a place of power? Are you ready to set a new financial goal or change a limiting pattern? This is a beautiful time to initiate financial healing and set new intentions from a place of abundance and freedom that are rooted in self-respect and self-worth. Number 3, do something that reinforces your value, whether it's asking for what you deserve, whether it's raising your prices if you own your own business, whether it's investing in something meaningful, or simply choosing rest over people-pleasing. Take one action that shows the universe you know your worth. It doesn't have to be loud, but it does have to be aligned. So Libra, this full moon is a mirror, showing you where your inner value has been underestimated or undernourished. You're not here to prove your worth, you're here to embody it. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Libras. Okay, my powerful Scorpios, this full flower moon is happening in your sign, and that means the spotlight is on you, Scorpio. It's on your identity, it's on your presence, and how you show up in the world. This is your personal full moon of the year, and it's offering you a chance to shed an old version of yourself and step into something bolder and more aligned and more true to who you are. Because the moon is in your first house, it's deeply personal. You may feel emotions rising that you can't quite explain. You may feel shifts in how you see yourself. You may feel shifts in how others respond to you, and even what you're willing to tolerate. This is a cosmic mirror moment. The universe is asking you, who are you now? And more importantly, who are you becoming? And remember, when it's your moon, things come up, not to break you, but to liberate you. You might be letting go of a role or an image or a way of being that is no longer aligned with who you are. This is about reclaiming your presence and embodying your next chapter with unapologetic truth. This full moon is happening during your polar opposite energy, which meaning while the sun is still in Taurus, and this surge of Scorpio energy is going to be very telling. You will see yourself very clearly. So here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full moon energy. Number 1, release the identity you have outgrown. Be honest with yourself. Are you still operating from an old story? Are you making choices from fear, from past pain, or based on who you used to be? Let this full moon help you let that go. Burn the script that no longer fits. This is the beginning of a reintroduction of you to yourself. Number 2, reimagine how you want to show up. Take time to reflect on the energy that you radiate, the boundaries that you hold, and the way you present yourself. Are you owning your space or are you shrinking? Are you leading from authenticity or are you walking around with armor to protect yourself? This moon gives you a chance to realign with your most empowered expression, Scorpio, and it starts with clarity and it starts with the actions that match that clarity. Number 3, honor your body and emotions. The first house also rules the physical body, so listen to what your body is trying to tell you. Make space for rest, for movement, and expression. Let your emotions rise without shame or resistance. They're not here to destabilize you, and they're also not here to define you, Scorpio. They're here as windows into what you might need or what you might need to grow from or transform. This is your full moon, and it's a deep moment of personal transformation. Don't run from what's coming up. This is the breakthrough that you've been waiting for, so embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Scorpios. Okay, my powerful Sagittarians, this full flower moon in Scorpio is lighting up your 12th house, the house of the subconscious, the house of spiritual healing, of rest, and release. And when a full moon lands in this part of your chart, it's less about doing and more about surrendering. This is the quiet part of the zodiac wheel, and Scorpio adds depth and intensity to what's ever been building behind the scenes. You might notice old memories or habits or old emotions bubbling up seemingly out of nowhere, not to haunt you, but to give you one last chance to let them go. This moon is here to cleanse your inner world, to clear out any psychological clutter, to prepare you for a new beginning that's just around the corner for you, but only if you're willing to first close the chapter that's quietly been lingering in the background. This is a sacred pause before you take action. It's a time for deep spiritual work, for trust, and for reflection. Even if the world around you is busy or chaotic, honor the need to go inward, Sagittarius. And here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full moon. Number 1, make space for solitude. This is not the time to overschedule or distract yourself. Carve out time to be alone with your thoughts without judgment. Journal, meditate, take long walks. The insights that come with this full moon won't come through noise. They'll come through stillness. So give yourself room to receive them. Number 2, release emotional baggage. The 12th house is like the attic of the soul, and this moon is your invitation to clear it out. What are you still holding on to that is quietly draining your energy, Sagittarius? An old regret, a limiting belief, a resentment you haven't acknowledged, shine a light on it, forgive what you need to forgive, and let it go. Number 3, strengthen your spiritual connection, whether it's through prayer, ritualistic breath work, or simply sitting with your intuition. This is a powerful time to reconnect with the unseen. The 12th house reminds you that not all progress is visible. Sometimes the deepest growth is happening behind the physical scene. And trust that process, Sagittarius. You're known for looking ahead, but this moon phase is asking you to pause and to feel and to clear what's been silently weighing you down, because what's coming next requires your full energy and alignment. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Sagittarius. Okay, my powerful Capricorns, this full flower moon in Scorpio is activating your 11th house, the house of vision, of community, of long-term goals, and the people who walk alongside you on your path to fulfillment. And with Scorpio running the show, this isn't about surface level networking or casual connections. This is about getting honest about who's really aligned with your future and what dream is truly calling you now. This moon is helping you reevaluate the bigger picture. What's the mission that actually lights you up? What excites you now at this point in your life, Capricorn? Have your goals evolved? Are the people around you truly supporting where you're going, or are they just familiar parts of where you've been? It's possible a friendship, a collaboration, or a team dynamic comes into sharp focus under this full moon. Something could come to light. Not necessarily as drama, but as a moment of truth. Pay attention to where you feel energized and where you feel drained. That contrast is your clue into what your next steps need to be. And here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full moon energy. Number 1, revisit your long-term goals. You've likely achieved a lot, Capricorn, but have your dreams kept up with your growth? Use this moon to look ahead and ask yourself, what do I really want to create over the next 1 to 3 years, focusing mostly though on 2025. Scorpio energy helps you cut through superficial goals and get real about what actually matters to your soul. And for you, focus and clarity are everything, Capricorn. As long as you know where you're going, you will always find the most effective way to get there. Number 2, audit your inner circle. The 11th house is all about your social and support network. Who's rooting for you? Who challenges you to grow, and who's maybe just taking up space. This moon gives you the clarity to tighten your circle, not out of coldness, but out of alignment. Surround yourself with people who see the future with you, not people who keep pulling you back into the past. Number 3, get involved in something bigger than yourself. Scorpio's energy is powerful when it's used for a cause, and this is a great time to connect your energy to a collective vision, whether it's a community effort, a group project, or a mission that you really feel passionate about, Capricorn. This moon wants you to remember your voice and your leadership really matters. Don't underestimate the ripple effect that you can affect. So Capricorn, this full moon is about aligning your vision with your values and your people with your purpose. You don't need to do it all alone, and you need to make sure that you are surrounded by the right people as you move forward. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Capricorns. Okay, my powerful Aquarians, this full flower moon in Scorpio is activating your 10th house, the house of career, of legacy, public life, and long-term achievement. And with Scorpio radiating through this part of your chart, you're being asked to take an honest look at what kind of impact you are truly here to make, and whether your current path is aligned with your deeper purpose. This could really be a turning point in your career or how you're being seen by people. You might receive recognition for something that you've been working really hard on, or you might feel a strong urge to pivot and realign with a more authentic direction. Either way, something is shifting in how you lead and how you show up in the world. Now, this full moon is also going to reveal any power dynamics or any pressure or hidden motivations in your professional life. If you've been overextending yourself or underplaying your value or chasing goals that don't resonate anymore, this is your wake-up call, Aquarius. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what actually feels right and what's in alignment for you. Now, here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full moon energy. Number 1, clarify your definition of success. The 10th house is all about how you define achievement, and Scorpio is here to help you strip away what's performative or outdated. Ask yourself, what does success actually look like to me? Not what you were taught to want, but what feels meaningful to you. Then use this clarity to rework your path forward. Number 2, release any professional roles or expectations that no longer fit. This is a great time to let go of a title, to let go of a project or image that has become too heavy to carry or something that you no longer feel connected to. The 10th house is about your reputation, but this moon reminds you that your truth matters way more than your image. It's okay to change direction. It's powerful to evolve regardless of what someone else has to say about it. Number 3, own your power publicly. You're a natural innovator, Aquarius, and this full moon wants you to stop hiding behind humility or deflection, whether it's speaking up, applying for something bigger, or simply allowing yourself to be seen. This is your time to lead from authenticity. The right opportunities are magnetized when you lead with truth, not performance. You're not here to follow a traditional path, but you are here to make an impact. This full moon is helping you align your career and your calling so they can finally become one. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Aquarius. Okay, my powerful Pisces, this full flower moon in Scorpio is lighting up your 9th house, the house of higher learning, the house of belief systems, of expansion, and the truth that sets you free. And with Scorpio bringing that intense soul level clarity, this moon is going to challenge you to outgrow something that you have been believing about the world or about yourself. You may feel a sudden urge to break out of a routine, to question the way that you've been taught to see life, or even to explore new spiritual or philosophical territory. This moon is pushing you to grow, Pisces, not just mentally, but spiritually as well. And this growth isn't coming from adding more. It's coming from shedding what has been keeping you small. This is also a powerful moon phase for clarity around travel plans, around education, publishing, or sharing your message with a wider audience. If you've been sitting on an idea or doubting your right to explore something bold or different, consider this your green light. Scorpio doesn't do halfway. If you're in, go all in, Pisces. And here are 3 things that you can do to make the most of this full moon energy. Number 1, question the old beliefs that limit you. This is the full moon to ask, what stories am I still telling myself that no longer reflect who I've become? Whether it's I'm not ready, or I don't belong, or I have to play it safe, or no one understands me. Those beliefs may have protected you once, but they're outdated now, so let them go. Number 2, say yes to something that stretches you. This 9th house thrives on growth through experience. Take a class, book a trip, pitch your work, start that book that you've been thinking about writing. Whatever has been nudging you to grow, say yes. Even small steps matter. This moon is a portal into a new level of purpose, and it favors action rooted in faith, not fear. Number 3, deepen your spiritual or philosophical practice, whether it's journaling, praying, astrology, studying ancient wisdom, or diving into your own intuition. This is a beautiful time to reconnect with what gives your life meaning. The 9th house expands your understanding of your place in the universe. Let that be a source of strength right now. So Pisces, this full moon is helping you outgrow the version of you that once settled for safety. You are ready now to step into a wider world that matches the vastness of your soul. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Pisces. Okay, so there you have it. The top 3 things you need to know about this full flower moon in Scorpio, along with 3 actions that your sign can take to make the most of this full moon energy. I hope you all enjoyed the information. If you did, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.